justified because it was really the only way to send a strong message to make change, making your argument invalid. Throughout this debate, you have been attempting to condemn the actions of the authorities. You have criticized their actions against the protesters, calling them cruel and inhumane. And although in some situations this may be true, you are clearly overlooking the situations in which the authorities are just acting in self-defense and trying to maintain order. In the Tunisian city of Gafsa, protesters set fire to the office of Tunisia's ruling Islamic Party. Later, hundreds of protesters tried to break into an governor's office building, and would have succeeded if it weren't for the timely actions of the authorities. Those do not sound like peaceful protests to me. Once you start breaking into buildings and lighting them on fire, you are no longer just exercising your rights. You are committing a dangerous, illegal act and must be stopped, even if force is necessary. These authorities were only protecting themselves and the property of the government from the protesters who were out of line. These protesters were angry and irrational, and just telling them to calm down wouldn't have worked. So therefore, their violence was justified. You argue that the violence in the protest has and will create this so-called domino effect that will harm Tunisia. In reality, it has only helped inspire revolution and change, not just in Tunisia, but all over the Arabian Peninsula and Northern Africa. And this change has been for the better. In Tunisia, freedom of speech is finally tolerated. The people can criticize the government without fear of retaliation. Here is a quote from a Tunisian journalist named Fahim Boukados. Journalists are no longer afraid, and this can contribute to establishing a free and diverse media in Tunisia. And also, for the first time ever, there was a woman on the ballot for president. She may only be one candidate among 27, but this is a step forward nonetheless. So this clearly isn't a country that has normalized violence and is on a downward spiral. So you may see Tunisia as a nation harmed by violence. I see Tunisia as a nation on the rise. I see a nation united by the violence and the struggle of revolution. I see the beginning of a new great era for Tunisia. Thank you.